Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Sprints. We're back in the library for today's sprints. I will give you a heads up, we're only going to do two 45-minute sprints, mainly because there's a lot happening and a lot going on. But I still wanted to do them because I missed last week. So we're going to do the sprints today. I probably won't get any reading done today, mainly because I am starting to put things slowly back in here. But I mean, I can show you the view of what this looks like right now if you guys want to see. But it's coming along nicely. We don't have the bookcases in yet because I have to paint the first one, and then once that's dry, then we can maneuver it in here and see and make sure it fits. The first one will probably go over here in the corner next to the closet, and then as we build them, then they'll come down the wall. So I am going to be making a list of things that need to be done today. And then I've also pulled in one very small shelf that was hiding in the closet before that had all of my advanced reader copies. So I put the shelf back in there, but now I've got to load the books back on the shelf. Excuse me. So we're going to do that. And then I have another little cabinet that was in the closet that houses all of my blank notebooks, like waiting to be used. So I'm going to move that back in here because I can easily close the closet door and be done. But that also frees up some of the room in the living room. So slowly but surely. I do also want to try to get the Hogwarts castle back in here. My husband and I are debating because I had like plastic protective sheets underneath the castle so it doesn't stick to the shelf. He says I don't need it. So we'll see. Worst case scenario, I can always put it up there, and if it gets stuck, then I'll just add the plastic sheets back and go from there. Because the problem is that when I try to move it, it sticks to the shelf, and then it actually will peel apart the pieces on the bottom. And then I've got to figure out where they go based on where the castle was. So I also thought about finding those little Lego, I think they're called Lego plates, but you basically, it's like a square and then you build your Lego on top of it. I wish I would have thought of that when I was building the castle, but I couldn't. So I'm going to Target this week, so I'll see if I can find some maybe in a blue color, because then that'll kind of look like the castle and when it's surrounded by water and all that. So we'll see. But let's see who all is here, and then we'll get into our first sprint. It looks like Elena popped through saying her birthday is coming up and she'll be 35. My birthday week was quite eventful. Between doing the stuff for the library and the celebrations that I had, we did a barbecue and I got to pick dinner on my birthday. We did gifts, and I did a little bit of book shopping and all of those. So it was fun. I have a friend she spells her name differently. Yeah. I'm currently reading and listening to Woman Down by Colleen Hoover. Hopefully you're enjoying it. And apparently she disappeared and came back. So welcome back. Swank is here. Konnichiwa, everybody. Happy Monkey Around Day. Happy Strawberry Shortcake Day and World Bath Day, and Happy Pop Goes the Weasel Day. It's funny that you say that today is Happy Monkey Around Day. I have not read the comments just until now, and wait till you see our spirit for the day. Apparently, I made the perfect choice. Lexi is here. Good morning. Going to read Vicious Fae. I still need to read that series. I know that's part of the Zodiac Academy. Lexi says, I hope renovations are going well. Here, I will show you guys. You tell me. This is where we're at. So you can see we have the tile. We've got the rug laid out. It's bigger than I anticipated. And then I've got my little chair set up. So we are making our way back to normalcy. We're making our way. It'll be really nice to get the library back in order. And I think it'll be really awesome to have all of the books and the book series like together and organized. So then I'll be able to find them a lot easier instead of like looking over here for one book and then not finding it and it's over here. And then the second book is over there and it should be over here. But then the book 3 is over here. And then, so it's a whole thing. I'll be happy to have all my stuff organized again. And I have been posting, if you guys are in my Discord, I have been posting update photos as I go. So be sure to check that out. If you need the link for Discord, let me know and I'll post it in the first sprint. Annette is here. Hello, Alicia. Hello, everyone in chat. Hello, Annette. How are you? Let us know what you're going to be reading or working on. And Alina says hello to Annette. Kat is here. Good morning, Alicia and staff. I'm working on financial tasks. I need to do that. That is a tomorrow problem, though, because I will do that tomorrow. Elena is saying hi to Kat. And Molly is here. Hi, Molly. Also saying hi to Elena, Swank, Lexi, and Annette. Blake is here. Good morning, Blake. I'm working on a list of 4 book recommendations for a bookstore event on Saturday. It's so hard to make a list. What kind of list are you trying to make? Like just the recommendations or? Let us know. Let us know. Maybe we can help. Elena is saying good morning to Molly. Looks good so far, right? I am loving this setup so far. I think the tile and the rug and then the chair kind of ties in. This is going to be kind of tying into the paint of the bookcases, though I think this is more of like a blue-green, and then the bookcases will be more green, so you'll be able to tell the difference. But earthy tones, I'm loving it so far. Loving it. Carissa is here. Good morning. Also, Olivia is here. Hi. Welcome in. Let us know what you're reading or working on this morning. I'm going to be putting some stuff away. Lexi is, I like the flooring, right? I'm in love with it. And the grout is called a coffee bean brown. I can't believe that they tried to put white on the list for this because I'm sitting there going, this, you can't. Like, no. White does not work with this tile. And I think this is literally like they had a sample of like what it could look like in the store with this tile. And that's how they did it. They did the coffee bean grout. And I was like, you can't do it any other way. This looks amazing. So, and it goes all the way down the hallway, which we've already started putting the hallway back together because it had like a smaller 2-shelf bookcase for like all the cookbooks. And then my kids had their bookcases. They're wanting to hold on to them for now, but I figure if they want more space in their room, then we could pull those out and put them back in the hallway. And then my mother's curio cabinet thankfully survived without any issues. And so that is all put back together. So slowly but surely, I love the progress. That is my biggest thing right now is progress. I am exhausted, but progress. That's where I'm at. Livia says hi to everyone. Elena says hi to Livia. Annette says, reading a mix of things today, but first sprint will be If Books Could Kill. A woman wishes herself into her favorite romance author's next book, not knowing she's decided to write a murder mystery instead. That sounds so interesting. And this is called If Books Could Kill. Is this an arc or is it published? Because I kind of want to read that. If Books Could Kill. Who is it by? Let me know. It must be an arc because I typed it into Barnes & Noble and it doesn't exist. It's like, sorry. Yeah, let me know if it's an arc and who it's by and when it's supposed to come out. Because let me know how you like it too, because that sounds interesting. Molly says hi to Blake. Serena? Did I miss somebody? And Livia. Who is Serena? Let me know. Elena says, hey, hello, Lexi. Blake says, good morning, Molly. Swank says, Molly Sue. Livia says, I'm so sorry that I had to stop my sprints so abruptly. At least we have always amazing people that sprints. Were you sprinting this morning? I missed any kind of sprints this morning because I slept in and then I cooked breakfast and then it was, we're running, we're moving. Kat says good morning to Elena. Elena says hello to Blake. Ciao, Livia from Swank. Blank says, yes, I need to make 4 book recs. It can be anything. I love the room so far. Thank you. Me too. So 4 book recommendations. It can be anything, any genre, any particular page length. My gears are turning. I'm thinking for you. Annette says, I love the color scheme. I cannot wait to see what it's going to look like all together. Because the walls are kind of like a beigeish color, which then will tie in with the brown on the tile, which then, and the bathroom is painted a light, like almost like pool color, blue. And so that would tie in with the blue in the rug. And then the green will tie in with the chair. So I was already like thinking about this as I was like, how am I going to put this back together? And I was like, you know what? We're going to go earthy tones. I'm very like feeling the earthy tones. And I've even thought about getting like the fairy lights that have the vines so I can put them on the top and just have them dangle down. Love it. Love it. I've also found fairy lights that are stars and butterflies. So I'm trying to decide which one I like the most. Olivia says hi to Elena, Swank, Molly, Carissa, Annette, and Lexi. All the hellos. We love it. Swank says Privet, Kat, Annette, Elena, Blake, and Lexi. Blake says hi, Elena and Swank. And Swank says, and Carissa. Kat says good morning to Swank. Annette says it's an arc, but out soon. Ooh, I will keep an eye out. I don't know if you guys heard that, but that was thunder. It has already rained once this morning. So hopefully that was the storm passing and we'll be good. Hi, Ralphie. Yes, we have a Ralphie. Ralphie's happy to be back in the library, aren't you, Bubba? Yes. Olivia says, I'm crocheting a market bag while listening to an Italian cookbook called L'Estate dei Ragazzi. I probably butchered that. I'm sorry. by Camilla Graciati. Probably butchered that. I'm sorry. The Italian translation should be The Good Boys Summer. Interesting. I would have never gotten that as a translation. I hope you're enjoying it though. Kate Eberling is the author. I'll have to write that down. We'll look for it. Ren is here. Hello, everyone. Molly says, do I have Lovable's name wrong? That is Carissa. Lovable is Carissa. Swank says, hola, Ren. Ren says to Molly, Carissa? Yes, it is. Livia says hi to Kat. Molly says, hi, Ren. Ren says, hi, hey, Swank. And hey to Molly. Molly says, yes, Carissa, I am sorry. No worries, we got you. Annette, not your fault, Livia. Technology glitches happen. Yes. I have a love-hate relationship with technology. I hate it when it doesn't work, and I love it when it does, and I can get all the things done. Ren says, what? Hey, Annette. From Ren. Kat says, good morning to Livia. All the hellos. Molly says, hey to Kat. Ren says, hey, Livia. Ren says, hey to Kat. Tula is here. Hi, Tula. How are you? What are you working on today? If you're doing your crafty sprints today, go ahead and throw in the link. We'll all pop over and say hello. Naomi is here. Hello, everyone. Exciting to be reading today. I probably won't get much, if any, reading done today, but I am making progress today. So that helps. I'm okay with that. Molly says hi to Tula. Ren says, also happy birthday, Carissa. Is it Carissa's birthday? Let us know, Carissa. And if it is, happy birthday. I hope you have a most wonderful day. Tula says popping in to steal your link and like. Ooh, thank you. Ren says hey to Tula. Molly says hey, Naomi. Fairy Fufu, hello. I don't think we've seen you here before. Excuse me. What are words today? I'm so excited to get progress done that words are escaping me. Let us know what you would like to be called. Otherwise, I'll call you Fairy. But hello. Welcome in. Carissa says, that's okay, Molly. Ren says hi to Naomi. And hey to Fairy. Tulis says, I can't wait to see the finished result. Did you ever feel tempted to pull on one of the spacers in the tile? My intrusive thoughts could never. No. It's very interesting to look at because of all the different colors and angles that they had to do to put it in. I was just like, I don't want to mess this up. And even when the tile was all done, I was just like, nobody touch it for like 72 hours. I don't want the floor messed up. So, no, I could never. I was just like, no, I want to get it done. I want it to look perfect. I don't want anything to happen to it. And we even painted, I don't know if you guys will be able to tell, but we've even painted the baseboards. We painted those yesterday too, because when they put in the quarter molding, which is the very bottom piece of the baseboard, they were a little scuffed up. They were a little like black and white. So we got some white paint and we just, the hallway and in here, we painted all the baseboards. So that was done yesterday. And so you'll probably see pictures where I had all of it taped off from the bottom, from the bottom of the baseboard on the floor and on top of the baseboards. We had it all like, I think I went through like one roll of tape, like painter's tape, just to tape the hallway and in here. It's crazy. Molly says happy birthday to Carissa. And Molly says hi, Fufu. I love fairy lights. I'm excited to put some in. I didn't have them before, and I'm trying to see if I have a picture of like a before and I'll do an after photo of the library and I'll put it on my Discord, and then that way you guys can see what it looked like before and what it looks like after. It's gonna be completely different. Fairy says hi to Molly. Carissa says, thanks for the birthday wishes. You're welcome. Fairy says hi to Ren. Olivia says hi to Tula. Tula says hi to Molly and Ren. All the hellos, we love it. Tula says hi to Livia. Daniela is here. Hello, hello. Let us know what you're reading or working on today. You're just in time. We're going to get through the rest of the comments and go to our first sprint. Carissa says, I'll be reading Blinding 13 by Chloe Walsh. Ooh, I have that one. I couldn't tell you where it is at the moment, but once my shelves are back, then I hope to read that one. It's on my list. Tula says, I finished reading Curvy Girl Summer by Danielle Allen, and it was my 100th book of the year, so I've reached my goal. Ma'am, and we're only halfway through. Do you think you'll make it to 200 books by the end of the year? Because, I mean, we're only halfway through June, roughly. Tomorrow's the halfway point. But 100 books halfway through the year, that's crazy. You could totally pull 200. Is that what you normally read? Or is this just a really good year? That's a lot. I hope to reach 100 by the end of the year. Ren says, just finished running errands. Need to finish finding books to fill Gay Shit Readathon prompts. And I'll also be listening to Bloodbound by Ellis Hunter. Ooh, hopefully you're enjoying it. Reading, Ren says, hey, Daniela. And Daniela says, I just came home from a book swap event. It was nice. I should start yesteryear today because I have a book club meeting for it Thursday. Yes, definitely want to be prepared for book club. Olivia says hi to Daniela. Kat says, good morning, Molly and Ren. Ren says, congrats on your 100th book, Tula. Yes, that's quite a feat. Olivia says, great, Tula. Ren says, P.S. Thanks for sprints earlier. Olivia was out when sprints ended and couldn't say goodbye. No worries. Ren, Alicia, have we started painting bookshelves yet? That is the goal for today because the first one is built. So I have to paint it and then hopefully it will dry and I can put it in tomorrow, or it'll have to wait until next weekend. But the first one is built. So that one will be painted today. I do have some little helpers that are going to help me when we get it done. So I'm gonna see what I can do moving stuff back into the closet in here. And then I'll have to start painting the bookcase. So, but that'll probably be after sprints today. So we'll see. Ralphie has found his spot in the sun. Can you see him? There he is. He's sitting and sunbathing. Yeah, you're rubbing your scent all over my new rug. He's looking at it like, this is mine? No, it's not yours. We still have a little bit of waves in the rug, but I think as it starts to flatten out, I'll have to move a few things because there's still a few ripples like over here. But once it's flat, then it'll be good to go. But no, bookshelf painting is today. We were going to do it yesterday, but we ran out of time because we did a whole bunch yesterday. We painted the baseboards and we finished building the bookcase because we had to put the backing piece on. So now, and then my husband put like a little, I don't know what it's called, like a baseboard trim piece at the bottom. So it kind of gives it a little ornate feel. but not too like overdoing it. Swank says, Buenos dias, Tula. Annette says, way to go, Tula. Fairy is fine, thank you. You're welcome. Carissa says, it's my birthday today. Happy birthday. Tula says, thanks, Ren, Annette, and Olivia. Tula says, I'll share when you go into a sprint, Alicia, and thanks. You're welcome. Olivia says, happy birthday to Carissa. Fairy says, happy birthday to all with a birthday today. Very nice, very nice. Olivia says, Alicia, can you put the link to your Discord? Yes, I will do that as soon as we go to the sprint. I can put it in. I'm going to log into my Discord. Tula says, LOL at nobody touch. It looked very time consuming. It does. It did. I mean, when they laid the tile, it took them, they started at 8 a.m. and they finished almost exactly at 5 p.m., like a little after 5. So they were here all day. All day. And I never know what the etiquette is when you have like contracted workers. Like, I offered them water and everything, but as far as I know, they never left to go eat lunch. And I'm going, do I offer them lunch? Did they bring their own lunch? Like, I don't know. So I was a little concerned about that because it seemed like they just worked from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So I'm hoping that they brought their lunch and they like stopped periodically to eat. I don't know. But yeah, it was, I mean, they were here all day and it took 3 days to do it. Because the first day he was only here for like 2 hours and he prepped the floor. And that's, if you look at my Discord, you'll see that it was pink. And that is the like protective layer between the concrete and the tile mortar that they used. And then Tuesday they came in, they laid the tile and had all the little colorful things. They left and then came back Wednesday. And then they basically put in the grout. They did the quarter molding. They put the doors back on the hinges and they cleaned up after themselves and then they were done. And then somebody else came in on Friday to do the transition between carpet and tile. And that, it took him no more than an hour to do that. And then they were done. And I was like, what? These people, they don't mess around. They don't mess around. Kat says, happy birthday to Carissa. Annette says, happiest of happy birthdays, Carissa. Thanks, Livia and Kat. Tula says, Alicia, it depends on what books I read. I had about 6 books that were 250 to 300 pages this month, and I can read 2 of those in a day if I'm relaxing. Ooh. Tula, I think you're saying hello. I'm not sure. Let me know because I don't know how to read. I don't know how to read that. Something swank. Swank, if you know, let me know. Thank you, Molly. Molly has put in the link to the Discord. Donna is here. Hi, Donna. What you doing? What you up to? Let us know. Molly says, Donna. Tula says, I'm going to say I could do it, but Molly beat me to it. No worries, no worries. Any of the mods can jump in and put in links. Molly says, I would definitely say it's not your obligation to offer food to them, Alicia. Okay. I mean, I never know. Like, I would, you know what I mean? Because they're doing me a service. They put in the floor, but I never know. So, because I know sometimes, you know, like I said, they may bring their own food or they may go out for food. They never left. So I don't know. Tula says, darling Donna. Donna says, I'm just relaxing today. Went to my friend's birthday bash. Was there for 9 hours with no kids. Was so delightful. Wow. I bet it was fun. I bet it was fun. It sounds fun. Kat says financial tasks are done. Ooh, what are we working on now? Donna says hi to Molly. Tula says I usually offer light refreshments, if anything, like water, tea, or snacks. I did give them water periodically throughout the day. I just didn't know about the food part. Molly says I try to earn my blue every once in a while. Your blue? Oh, the links, the wrench. You're doing great, Molly. Molly says, woot, cat. Talented Tula, says Donna. Molly says, ooh, so fun, Donna, right? Olivia says hi to Donna. All the hellos. Donna says hi to Olivia. Tula says noise, Donna. Swink says ciao, Donna. Tula says it says marhaba. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Probably not. I don't know. What does that mean? Donna says, it was Molly. We had a bonfire, smash burgers, s'mores. Oh, that sounds like the best time. I'm glad you had fun. Nadim is here. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Hello, Nadim. Long time no see. Tula says, I agree that it's not an obligation. It's just something I like to do. They usually say no anyway. They took the water, and that was about it. Like, again, I didn't know about the food, so. Donna went and dropped my daughter off at work. It was raining. She works at a thrift store, so I got a pair of shoes for my dress for kids' graduation and 2 books. Nice. Nadim is currently reading Misery by Stephen King. Ooh. Hopefully you are enjoying it. Donna says the books are Aragon and Chain of Gold, The Last Hours, Book 1. I have both of those. I don't know. I know Chain of Gold I have, but I think Aragon might be on my list to unhaul. I have to look again. Mainly because I've had it for so long and I won't reread it or read it, so I won't read it again. Tula says, you said it perfect, Alicia. It means hello or sometimes welcome. Ooh! Yay! I learned something. Nadim says, is Stephen King your favorite author? No. I have not read anything by Stephen King. I don't particularly like his genre of writing. So I have not read any of Stephen King. Swank says, still reading Feral Creatures. Hopefully you're enjoying it. And Donna says, I'm currently slowly buying the Cassandra Clare books only by thrifting them. They look kind of funny with the different looks they have. Paperback, hardback, and a few with different covers. Oh, all of mine are hardback, I think. I do have a couple of like paperbacks for like the side quest stories, like the Red Scrolls of Magic, or what's the other one? It's like all the like short stories though. But all the like main story books I have in hardcover. And they are quite different. I want to try to get caught up with all things Cassandra Clare because the newest book comes out in November, I think. October or November. And Donna says, I'm going to try to finish The Floating World. I've never heard of that one. Hopefully you're enjoying it. But with that was the last comment. So I am going to star that one and pull up our timer so that we can finally do our first sprint. Woo! It was a chatty one. But so Swank said that today was Happy Monkey Around Day. And it just so happens that I picked the little monkey spirit. So I guess I'm within the realm. He's a cute little thing and he's sitting there reading, so we're going to use that one. Carissa says, I have all Cassandra Clare's books in hardcover and I have most of them on my Kindle. I don't have a Kindle, but I'm okay with just having physical copies because that's how I would read them anyway. All right. So, like I said, first sprint, I am going to write my to-do list of things that need to be done today. And then if I can turn it, that little shelf right there has some books that need to go on it. So those are the first books back in the library, so to speak. But if I close the closet doors, you won't see them. So that's what I'm going to be working on. To-do list and putting the books back. And then there's like a little cabinet that goes in there as well. So let's get started with our first sprint. And I will see you guys back in 45 minutes. Happy sprinting. Hello, how was everybody's sprint? I was able to get the books on the shelf. I did start my to-do list, and I got my little cabinet and all of my Lego sets that were unbuilt. All of those are now in the closet. If you hear what sounds like painting, it's painting. My husband is touching up some of the spots from where we nailed, spackled the holes. And so some of the spray texture is still kind of like being seen on the wall. So we're going through and making sure that we touch up those spots before the bookcases come in. So he's off camera doing that. But I did get a lot done. So, and I also prevented, because Ralphie was in here. He has been banned from the room for a little bit. Even though he has like a diaper on, it can't do any harm, but he tried to poop on my new rug. So he's been banned from the library momentarily. He cannot come in here. I don't know if it's like he's marking his territory type thing or if he's just being a little butt. But that's why he's not in here now. Let's see what everyone else got up to. I think we had a couple of people come in. Let me see where we are at. Carissa's comment was the last one we had before Sprint. She was saying we were talking about all the Cassandra Clare books, and she has them all in hardcover, and most of them on her Kindle. Tula is looking for a book to read for after sprints. I fancy something dark. Do you have options? Let us know what options you have, if you have some, and we can help you choose if need be. Here is Tula's sprints. Crafting will be testing out her paper cutting skills at 12. There's the link for that. Ooh, go check that out. Double M Jen is here. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Welcome in. Elena says happy birthday to Carissa. Ren says Jen is doing impromptu sprints for Gay Shit Readathon if anyone wants to join. Feel free, if Ahmad could grab the link, you can post it and we can hop over and say hello. Christina is here. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Christina. How are you? And Christina is giving us all of our PSA. Remember to hydrate, feed thyself, check the laundry, take meds, stretch, and show some love to the like button. Also, make sure you sub and ring that bell so you hopefully get notified. Yes, please, and thank you. And Cherie is here. Hi, Alicia. Hi, chat. Sunday reading time. Knicks in 5. Is that a sports thing? I'm not familiar. I don't watch sports, so if it's NBA. A sports,
it's NBA.
Oh, NBA. So basketball. That was my husband's voice. If you heard that, I'm like, I don't know. This is how bad I am with sports. I don't know names. Like I know some football teams, but I'm not a big sports person, so I don't watch. But hopefully they win. Go Knicks. Danielle is here. Hey. Hello, Danielle. Let us know what you're reading or up to. Christina says, hi, Danielle, Cherie, Ren, Jen, Tula, Donna, Carissa, Swank, Nadim, Livia, Molly, Annette, and everyone I can't see. I think you covered everybody. I don't think anybody's missing. Danielle says hi to Christina, and Christina is doing all of the happy birthday wishes to Carissa. She says, happy birthday to Carissa. I love that you do that with all the emojis. Swink says, howdy, mama. And Daniela, just doing some admin, going through emails and stuff. Oh, I need to do that too. I need to do a lot of things. Swank says, did my morning pages. Nice. Ren says, got some prompts done and sprint hopped. Nice. Kat says, I put my binder together for the workshop I'm attending this afternoon at the Columbia Theater. Ooh, I hope you have fun. Nadim says, finished a cup of coffee and read 12 pages. Nice. Christina, hi, Daniela and Kat. Swank says, I think he is marking his territory. Yep, I kind of took that as that as well, because being that the floor has been changed and the rug is new, and he was trying to do it right here next to the chair, and I was like, no, and I picked him up and took him out there. So then he ran off. So I was like, no, you're not coming back in here. I understand that it's new and he wants to make it his, but no, this is my room. He can't have it. Olivia says hi to Jen and hi, Shuri. Dublin Jen says, hello all. I stepped away to take a shower. Ooh, nice and clean. And Dublin Jen says, I missed your long stream, Olivia. So bummed. Olivia says, I sprint hopped. That's him now wanting to come back in, and I won't let him. Danielle says, reading Unwind and Beartown right now. Ooh, 2 different books, I'm assuming. Hopefully you are enjoying both of them. And Christina put in the link. Thank you, thank you. You can go hop over to Jen and say hello. I know I will do the same when I'm in the next sprint. And Kelly says, Danielle, I just finished a book 2 in Beartown series. It was so good. Hello, Kelly. Kelly, I think he's been lurking. Have you been lurking, Kelly? Dublin Jen says, I liked Beartown. And Kat says, howdy, Christina. All right. That's all I see for the comments. Dublin Jen says, what is the second book? I should check that out. And Kelly says, nope, just joined. Then Kelly, you have not seen. I don't know if you've been on the Discord, but here, I'll do like I did earlier. We will come over here. There's what the room looks like with the rug. So if anybody coming in, you can see what the library looks like. That shelf right there is where the Hogwarts Castle goes. So hopefully I can put it back today. But this is what the room is looking like so far. I have to finish painting the bookcase, and then once it's dry, then it will come in. I can't start putting books on the shelf yet because I have to wait for the other bookcases to be built and come in, but it's raining here, so I don't think we're going to be building today because we would have to go get the wood, and it's raining, so not happening. But we will be painting a bookshelf later. Livy says, hopefully I'll do some other long sprints, Jen. Kelly says, had to get the gardening done first. It's going to take me weeks. I feel you on that one. I wish I had the Energizer Bunny power to just build all the bookcases, paint them, and be done. So that this room is done and back together, but I think it's going to take us some time too. But I did put stuff back in the closet. So you can see the little bookcase there and the little cabinets and some Lego things. They're all back in their spots. I think that's about all I can do for right now with the closet. There is a couple of other things that need to go in there, but I have to wait and see. I have to find some of it because it's scattered throughout the entire house. But I knew that those went in there, so I put those back in. because those will hang out. Daniela to Kelly, that is wonderful to hear. Olivia says hi to Kelly. Christina says, I like the emojis and everyone should be celebrated, at least a little. Well, we appreciate it, Christina. We appreciate when you do that and say happy birthday. Double on Jen says, I'm dog sitting, so we had to take a good walk before the heat sets in. I understand that completely. Kelly says, it's fabulous. Those shelves are going to be awesome. I sent you the picture, I think, of how tall they're going to be. It's huge. If not, let me know. It could be on my Discord. I'd have to check. If not, I'll send it to you. Annette says, did some sprint hopping and read to 30% of If Books Can Kill. Fun. Giving the Ire Affair vibes in tone / sense of humor. I don't know if I've read that. The Ire Affair? I'd have to see. I'd have to read that. Olivia says, so beautiful, Alicia. Thank you. I can't wait until it's all together and for you guys to see it. I've been taking video clips every time something gets updated or something gets finished. So I did do the update yesterday where I kind of showed off the floor and that we were painting the baseboards and that the rug was here, but it wasn't unrolled yet. So you'll get to see that. But then next update, you'll be able to see the rug out, like all stretched out. Probably as the bookcases are going in, because I think that's the next step, really. Christina says, hi, Kelly. I sent you a DM in Discord. Did you see it? Kelly says, Christina. And Double Ed Jen says, it looks great, Alicia. Thank you. I'm really excited for this room. Like, I'm loving it so far. I don't love that it's taking time, but at the same time, I'm loving the progress. Like, just putting that stuff back in the closet is progress for me. And so I know that I can't do much more until the bookcases go in. So at some point, this rug is going to be covered in books because I'm going to have to organize and I'm going to have to separate what is not going back on the shelves. I'm going to try to do that prior to bringing the books back in here, but I have a feeling that we're just going to bring all the books back in here and then I'm going to have to separate and organize everything. So we'll see. I haven't heard anything about whether or not the library wants to take some for donation. If not, then I'm going to start slowly taking them for the Friends of the Library. Kelly says, you did send me the pic of the shelves. Oh, good. You're definitely going to need a ladder. Yes, I think so too. And I've been looking at ladders. They're quite expensive. Even like, I think I'm just going to have to make one, or I don't know what I'm going to do. I do have like a huge step stool that will possibly be used in the meantime, but I don't know what I'm going to do because they are quite tall. Black trees? What is that? What is that? Molly says to Christina, tomorrow is my half birthday. Don't forget. But isn't today, unless it's your birthday today is also an unbirthday. Don't forget those. So technically, we could have a reason to celebrate every day of the year between birthdays, half birthdays, and unbirthdays. See? Christina is laughing. And Kat says to Annette, I'll have to check if Books Could Kill when it comes out. I love the Air Affair. Jasper Fforde is a new favorite author of mine. When does the book is supposed to come out, Annette? I know you said it was soon, but does it have a date? You know what I could do? I could check Goodreads. I don't know why I didn't think of that. No. It was like, here, sign up for Goodreads, but I already have one. I just need to sign in. My password is incorrect. How dare thee? Now it's thinking about life. And it was called If Books Could Kill. Oh, there it is. There's the cover. Interesting cover. July 21st. Oh. I'll put in the link for this on Goodreads. That is the link for If Books Could Kill. The cover is very interesting. Oh, you guys get it before us then. Interesting. I mean, it's not a very big book. This says it's 368 pages. But for us, it says it's July. Kat says, cool, thanks, Annette. And then there's the link I posted for If Books Could Kill. It's a very interesting cover. This is paperback. Okay. I always get confused when it says you want to click on like want to read or whatever to add it to your want to read list, but then underneath it says Kindle $12.99, and I'm like, no, I don't want the Kindle version. I want the paperback version. All right, we have that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and star that comment. I'm gonna put up our final sprint banner because remember I said I was only doing 2 today because I am gonna try to get the bookcase painted and some other things maneuvered around for the library. So we will get this done. Kat says I added it to my Goodreads. Same. I'm kind of the way she described it earlier. It was quite interesting. So I'll give it a read. I'll see if my library has it before I just try to go buy it because I'm on a book buying freeze. I can't buy anything unless it's on the exceptions list, and there's not many books on that list. So, all right, let's pull up our timer, our thingy-bob, and let's go to our last sprint, and I will see you guys back in 45 minutes. Happy sprinting. How did everyone do? Welcome back. Ooh, we leveled. We are now on level 55. Nice. How did everybody do on that sprint? I was able to fold 2 loads of laundry, order some new yoga pants because some of mine are starting to get ruined and some of them are starting to like not fit properly. So I ordered a couple of pairs of those. And let's see. So I added more to my to-do list, folded 2 loads of laundry, ordered yoga pants, and checked on the spots that my husband painted. They look like they're dry, and I can't even see where he painted now. I know that he did a little bit on this wall over there, the wall where the Edward poster is, and the wall behind where my castle sits. So if he deems it dry, then I'll be able to put the castle back today. We're going to try it without the protective sheets and see how it fares. If for some reason it gets stuck again, then I'll have to put the protective sheets underneath. So I'll do that after we're done here. And then I started going through some stuff in the living room, but I don't really have much space to like move things around. What I'm trying to accomplish is the ability to eat at my dining room table again, because we have not been able to do that for like a month. So I figure if I can move or shift things and have some semblance of normalcy again in certain parts of the house, like the dining room table, then that will make it a whole lot easier. Because while it's nice to do sometimes, we do sit outside on the it was too hot even to sit out there this morning for breakfast, and I was not a fan. So I need my dining room table back. I need my table back, y'all. So hopefully I can get that cleaned off. I need to figure out what to do with some of the Lego sets that are on the table. Because I have the Cullen house and I have Dom's charger from Fast and Furious. So maybe if I can move the castle back to its shelf, then maybe I can move the Cullen house and the car to the coffee table temporarily so that that's not on the dining room table. And there's a couple of other like little ones. I have like the Harry Potter's Mandrake, and I think it's the Owl Tower or the Owl Post. I forget what they call it. It looks like a tower. So we'll see what happens and go from there. Because I would like to change out the tablecloth and then go from there. So let's see what everyone got up to, and then we will skedaddle. I wish we could do one more sprint, but I have to get stuff done. And before long, the library will be back in order, and I can do all of the sprinting. All of the sprinting. We left off before going to the sprint. Kat said that she added the If Books Could Kill on her Goodreads. I did the same. Swank says, almost done with my study books. Nice, very productive. Kelly says, I scheduled Geisha sprints. That's about it. Still productive. Annette says, yay, you found your elusive yoga pants. Yes. To find, and they're Amazon. But apparently that is a Target brand. Have the flare with pockets. Our flare. and they have yoga pants, or excuse me, pockets. They are yoga pants with pockets. And they came in a variety of colors. So I think it's like one of each color. So I have black, a navy blue, an olive green, a brown, a charcoal, and a gray. All of the colors. So we'll see. We'll give those a whirl and we'll see how we like them. Possibly order more because my life is yoga pants. Like that is, I wear jeans very rarely, especially when it's hot, but yoga pants I can tolerate in the heat and they're a lot cooler. I don't do shorts. I cannot, I've never been able to find shorts correctly. Don't do them. Swank says hi to Kelly. Danielle says, I made it to the end of chapter 4 and nice. Very nice. Kat says, eating lunch. Ooh, what did we have for lunch, Kat? I know I have some leftover Hawaiian pizza I'm going to eat. Annette says, I read to 45% and folded and put away a load of laundry. Ooh, everybody's doing laundry today. We love it. Getting ready for the week ahead. Ren says, made it to 37% in Bloodbound and got my prompt picks for gay shit done. Nice. Ren says, thanks for sprints, Alicia. You're so welcome, Ren. Thanks for sprints. See you pirates tomorrow morning. Yes. If you don't know what Swank is talking about, I'm sure. Tomorrow on Kelly's channel, we will our morning a.m. Eastern, roughly. That out, and because me and Kelly will be there with our pirate antics and some writing. Kat says, thanks for spending everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. You're welcome, Kat. You as well. I'll see you hopefully for Wednesday sprints. And Molly says, thanks for sprints, Alicia. You're so welcome. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me, guys. I know I missed the last weekend, but we have made some progress. So I am thankful for that. And I will hope that the progress continues. Like I said, my timeline is to hopefully, cross fingers, have the rest of the library back together by the end of the month. So 15 days, but it looks like a lot of the bookcase building and painting will be on the weekends. So it's going to be paint the first one today, let it dry overnight, possibly move it in tomorrow and set it in place. Then we have to build and paint the next one. And then there'll be a third one. And then the one over here in the corner is going to be a little smaller. And it's also, I think it's going to be the same height. It's just going to have, the bottom shelf is going to have doors because we're going to cut out. If that makes sense. And then we have to build the 2 7-foot bookcases that are going to go on either wall here. So little by little, we're making progress. So I'm going to map out the timeline and make sure that we're still on track. It might be in the first weekend, but nothing after that. Because I want this back together so that I can get the rest of the house back together and deep clean. I need a deep clean. Annette says, thanks for sprints, Alicia. Working all week, so no pirates for me this week. Oh no. Well, I hope that you will have a good week at work and it goes smoothly. And as Kelly says, we will miss you, Annette. Christina says, thanks for hosting today, Alicia. You're so welcome. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me today. I appreciate you guys. Christina says, have a beautiful afternoon and happy painting. I will see if we can sneak in a video clip or a picture as we do it. Annette says, thanks, Kelly. We'll be back when I can. We get it. We get it. All right. that is all for me, guys. I'm gonna shut this down, go get some food, and then I've got to properly change because I'm not painting in my Marvel shirt. I have to put my painting shirt on and then get to painting. And then it keeps raining, so I don't think we're going to be building another one today. But that means we'll have to check the timeline. We will. We will do that. All right, my friends, have a good rest of your weekend. I will see you in the chats during the week. Morning Time Pirates, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Kelly's channel. That's my time. Her time's 8 a.m. And then also, we will be starting A Darker Shade of Magic on Wednesday for 100 Pages Book Club. So if you'd like to join us, join us. Those sprints will be Wednesday night, my channel at 8:30 Eastern Time. And this is where I leave you. I bid you adieu, and I will see you in the chats. Bye, everyone. Have a good weekend.